Good afternoon. How we feeling? Welcome to Friday. The weekend's here, so it's time to go out on some dates or do something, right? So once again, before we start, let's like, comment, or subscribe, whichever one you want to do. All right, or if you want to do any of them, but just watch the video and see how you like it. So as you can see, like Fonzie, we got our collar popped on our leather, even though it might be a little too warm to wear this. But hey, listen, we're gonna still rock out anyway. But just like what in the title says, a fake number, right? I want to get a shout out to my man on the gram, Bobby Blue Man, because him and I have talked about this before, and just about dating in general with certain people, or dating women, of course. And so it's a lot of funny things that happen, and it's funny sometimes. Even as you get older, it'll still take you back to certain times when you were younger. So let me give you a scenario. So we won't give a time period, but I'll just say, so you sitting busting it up with somebody, getting to know them or whatever, and of course, just meeting them for the first time out, and you're like, yeah, well, what I mean, give me your number, we'll get together, however it go, whatever. So get the number, and so you go text the number, you know what I'm saying? Because, you thinking, hey, look, I'm an official guy. So, the number, the situation is going to be official, that the conversation was official, right? And then come to find out that the number is Fugazi, right? Or Fugazi, however you want to say it, right? And so, you're sitting thinking to yourself like, because at first you sit back and you think, at least this is the way I process it. So, you text somebody, let's just say 5 o'clock at night, 5 o'clock p.m., right? Evening. So, you sitting waiting. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, 7, 8 o'clock, still no response, right? So then what happens is that you say, you know what? Well, let me G up and call. So you call and, you know what I'm saying? You get the number to a facility, or you get the number to a store or something like that, right? Or somebody's like, nah, that's the wrong number, right? And so, and you thinking you're vibing with the person, you thinking you vibing with her, like, yo, everything is good. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you even do that? But let me tell you the beauty in that. And when it happens is that the beauty in it is that, guess what? You don't have to deal with them, right? Because obviously they weren't interested enough in you to give you a right number, right? I mean, as a whole grown man, what I'm saying? Of course, I think it's corny, but you still got people out there that are giving out, fake numbers or whatever. Another thing, let me just give you my gram. Let me give you my gram or my, whatever. And even with that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times, all of the DMing and going back and forth, sometimes it's popping, but for the most part, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So look, if she don't want to give you her number, you know what I'm saying? Don't even trip over it. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, and I talk to another one of my homies, Jake, about this all the time, is that, you giving her your number, right? So you're like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give her my number. You know what I'm saying? I know she gonna, call, or you feeling good about yourself in the situations. And then sometimes that does happen. But considering that a lot of times women have a multitude of options, the likelihood of her remembering you, unless once again she's really into you, and sometimes that's the case, or something about you really caught her eye or attracted her, or because you got a couple of dollars, because you look nice to her, you pulled up in a nice wheel, a nice car, or whatever. So she feels like, well, you just treated her decently within the interaction. I'm talking about, like, of course, if you're at a bar somewhere, not if it's just like a in passing kind of meeting. But so I talked to him just about different things like that happen. So he likes to pass his number off, right? And so a lot of times we'll talk about it. So when we debrief or get back together, a lot of times, even when I've done it too, pass off a number, and you don't get a call. You know what I'm saying? I'd say maybe it works like 20% of the time, 30% of the time. Now, of course, you're going to have some guys that, they're super players. So, nothing bad ever happens to them. And that's cool for them too. But, you know what I mean? I'm here to tell you, all men take losses. All men take losses. You know what I'm saying? Because, there's always a bar You know what I mean? And sometimes, when you shooting high, sometimes, or what appears to be high, sometimes, that bar, she's going to feel like she's on a different level than what she thinks that you are, or what you can provide, or, whatever the case may be. And also, lastly, we'll talk about those that give you the number, right? And then next thing you know, you're blocked, right? So I had a friend one time. So we met these two girls. Of course, they claimed they were sisters, weren't sisters, but just real close friends. So what happened was, after the because we went to an event. So after the event, I'm a little twisted. So, but anyway, so we sit out, we talk. You know what I'm saying? We're like, yo, you know what? I'll drive you to your car. And, my homie was like, yeah, I'm going to drive her to her car. So, we go, we sit out, sitting in the car for like 45 minutes after the event, like just having a good time. He was vibing with the fake sister, and I was vibing with the other fake sister, right? So, we're sitting, everything was love. So, anyway, it's like, yo, we'll get together, whatever. So the one I'm with, we're texting, we're going back and forth. But she happened to be going to Miami or somewhere. So what what happened with him? I'll tell you what happened with him first. So what happened with him first was is that he tells the girl, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take you to Steak 48. So she's like, okay, all right, bet, yeah, we're going such and such and such and such. So so she says, and both these young ladies were in their 30s, right? So she says, or early 40s. So she says, yeah, okay, well, I just gotta, do whatever with my kids, and so he's telling me like, yo, I'm about to go to Steak 48, such and such, such and such, and I think she went. I said, listen, now when you go to those steak houses, you know what I'm saying, you need to be sure, you know what I'm saying, and I would tell anybody this. I don't, I don't care, how much money somebody has. You need to be sure that when you're going out, because any of those types of places, Steak 48, Del Frisco's, Ocean Prime, any of those places, you're looking at least 250, right? So and people work hard for their money, right? So you better be careful of what you're doing when you invite a woman to go to a place like that. So anyway, so she tells him like, Steak 48. He's like, all right, cool. Because he was really attractive. They were both really attractive. So he says, you know what? I'm supposed to be going out to Steak 48 with her like around 7, 8 o'clock. But you know what I mean? She got to drop her kids off. I don't know, man. Like I'm thinking, man, I'm going to just try to switch it up and maybe go do something else. And I said, bruh, what happens is that when you start doing that, you've already set the bar high. So you might have to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Because you gave your word. You told her you was taking a Steak 48. So anyway, I'm in the car with them. They're busting it up. They talking and all this other kind of stuff. And I'm like, oh, it's a go. She's on board, right? So he tells her, well, listen, I don't know about Steak 48 for the night because yada, 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 something he made up. And so it was almost instant. So he calls me back a few hours later and he's like, yo, man, Shorty's saying she ain't, she really want to go to Steak 48. And I said, well, dog, yeah, you told her you was going to take her. He was like, no, but she really wants some other, you know what I'm saying? Like she don't even really want to. So then he goes to call her back because he has 2 phones. So he goes to call her back and she's like, you have reached the voicemail of whatever it was, right? So he calls again from his other phone. So she blocked his other phone. So then, you know what I'm saying? I said, here, man, you know what I'm saying? He said, well, can I call from your phone? I said, go ahead. So he calls from my phone. So the phone rings, right? And of course, she didn't answer because I guess she assumed he must have been doing that. So needless to say, he never spoke to her again. But the good part about it is that at least he could keep that 250 in his pocket, right? So, that's another thing too that you go through is that where, you'll go out with some of these women or you'll, get the number or whatever. So now, and then they'll block you or they'll be like, nah, I'm good. So what happened with me in that situation with the same other fake sister or whatever, once again, really attractive, nice looking. And so she says to me, she was like, yeah, well, my situation is complicated because I got a husband and a boyfriend on the side. I said, what? So I was like, all right, well, cool. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, like I told you, she was going to Miami. So when she's going, she's down in Miami. So, I texted her, I was like, yeah, you have a safe trip. Did you make it down there? You good? You such and such and such and such. She's like, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? She was like, I said, all right, well, when we get back, you know what I'm saying? Let's, when you get back, let's have some drinks, sit down, bust it up, whatever. So she was like, oh, really? She was like, and so then she sends me back a text, oh, drinks on you? And I was like, yeah, sure, such and such and such and such. And I was wondering why I never heard back from her again. So I guess she thought that meant drinks on me, like I'm going to Zelle her or cash app her money for her to have drinks in Miami. And I was like, and I picked up on it real quick. I was like, oh, I must be real slow because I noticed after some hours went past, and because she was texting me, we were texting back and forth. After some hours went past, there was no more interaction. So I didn't even wait for that situation. I picked up on it. I said, you know what? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't worth it. So, in closing, guys, you're going out there this weekend and dating. Just be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? It gets a little treacherous out here. So just be careful. And you know what I'm saying? Don't be trying to go all out, spend all of your bread on somebody you don't know. Because 9 times out of 10, you got kids, you got a mother, you got somebody that's in your family that can use, a couple of hours or a little bit of help, as opposed to you spending a deuce 50 to try to get something. And guess what? You ain't even promised. You ain't even promised. So, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? So, watch out for yourself. Take care of yourself. And like I said, we're going to see you back here fresh Monday with some more good topics, some good stuff to talk about. And like I said, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to stuff because, hey, listen, we're building something new and good and fresh here. So, and lastly, for my friends that are married, or whatever, take your wife somewhere. You know what I mean? It's going to be, depending on where you're at. Up here in Philadelphia, it's nice. So take your wife somewhere. Go out with the kids. Do something dope. Figure something out. You know what I'm saying? Get out the house. Stop Netflixing and chilling. All right? So until Monday, I'll see y'all. Have a good one.